So, Madam President, Chair and fellow speakers, the myths of relaxation. Now, I'd like you to put your hand up if you would like to be more relaxed. Great. Now, put your hand down. Hand up if you struggle to relax. Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay, now, who thinks that they can relax by sitting in front of TV or having a glass of alcohol? Yeah, okay. So hopefully you're going to get something from tonight, but I can tell you now, that's the end of your exercise. Have you ever considered why you're not more relaxed than you are? What is stopping you from being more relaxed? If those of you in the room who put your hands up first want to be more relaxed. Now, I've sort of been in practice for a while, so I've been studying relaxation. And right now you might say that the reason you're not relaxed is because of the stress of life, because of your job, because of money issues, because of relationship issues. But I've come to realise that I don't think that's the case at all. There's something else that's going on. And I think they're called myths of relaxation. And I make it 3. The first one is that people think that it's hard to relax. The second one is that when you want to relax, you have to breathe deeply. And last but not least, the third one is that when you relax, you feel heavy. Now, I'm going to share with you why I think these are myths and what you can do instead. And I think the reason people have got caught in this cycle and can't seem to find their way to relax is because nobody has come along and told them that these are myths and told them what to do instead. Well, of course, that's until I came along. Now, let's have a look at the first one, which is, it's hard to relax. Now, for me, relaxing is just a process in the brain. And there is no difference between that process going on in your brain and giving you sensations in your body as the process of getting stressed and getting sensations in your body. When I have clients and I ask them, okay, what's going on? They can tell me all their symptoms of stress. Their anxiety, they've got palpitations, they feel tense, they've got pain. So I say, okay, so what would you like instead? If you're relaxed, what is it like? And suddenly they've lost their voice. They have no idea how to articulate what relaxation is like. And that's because they've not become intimate with the process of relaxing. They're really intimate with the process of being stressed because it's everywhere. It's on TV, their parents, the teachers at school. So we know it and we know all those symptoms, but we don't know what it's like to relax. So if you want to relax, you need to become intimately aware with what relaxation is and the vocabulary that goes with it. Now, second, you have to breathe deeply. Now, I accept that when you're stressed, you do not breathe deeply. What you do is you might breathe shallowly, but you breathe quickly. What that does is it increases the amount of oxygen in your bloodstream and decreases the amount of carbon dioxide. And when you switch that balance, the oxygen can't actually get in the cells. And that gives you palpitations, headaches, tension in your muscles, so much so that you can end up feeling paralysed. And that's what some people call panic attacks. Now that doesn't have anything to do with relaxation. So why would you breathe deeply and increase that process of adding more oxygen to a system that is already overloaded? So my suggestion, if you want to relax, is when you finish breathing out, to hold that pause until you feel the need to breathe in again. And then breathe in and out through your nose. And as you breathe out again, hold that pause. Because when the breath stops, the brain slows down. And that's the beginning of relaxation. So last but not least, the third myth, that you feel heavy. Now, I've heard lots of relaxation recordings and they all tell you to tense your muscles really tight and then let them go. Relax and feel heavy. When I do sessions with my clients, I will massage them and move them and I'll say, okay, now how do you feel? And the tendency is they will say, I feel heavier. And I say, are you sure that's true? And I will weigh one arm that's been treated and then I'll go and weigh the other arm and they go, no, he feels lighter. But I can feel the bed more. And I accept that that is a contradiction. But I call it the iceberg effect. That's because we humans are made mostly of water, like most creatures on this planet. And we don't behave like water. We behave like ice. And if you're ice, it's cold. And your tissue doesn't like the cold. So it gets all stuck and tight. As you begin to relax a bit, the tissue begins to soften and spread because the blood is getting into it. And as you soften, it's like water melting, or ice cubes melting. And what happens when it melts? It spreads. So the effect is, yes, you feel more of the couch or the chair that you're sitting on as you relax. But you feel lighter, not heavier. So there we go. Those are what I think are the three myths. And the reason they continue to be perpetuated, as I said, is because nobody has come along and given them other options. Now, this is what is stopping people getting the thing that they want. Relaxation. I don't think it's any more difficult to relax than it is to be stressful. But you need to have the vocabulary and the understanding of what it's like to feel relaxed. So, I hope that you will remember during what might be the chaos of the festive season that the best present you can give yourself is to relax. To do that, stop thinking about the things that are creating you tension. Allow the weight to settle and feel light. Pause after a breath. And all that's left for me to say is I wish you all a relaxing Christmas. Embrace the present, because after all, that's what Christmas is about.